We are live, folks. Welcome back to the Nobody Asked Show.
Yeah, and listen, after our 2 week hiatus, there were some people, not me, of course, but there were some people chattering on the Twitter sphere saying we didn't care about the fans of the Nobody Asked Show. We took time off, we went silent, we rested, and we recharged. But boys, it is after hours on a Friday. We've all come together to bring you just a little bit more to listen to before this NFL playoffs. And what a treat we've got tonight, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Also, I've got to say, obviously not an ideal time to be doing it, but this time of year, Fridays after work, there isn't much of a happy hour going on for the most part. But great way to give us kind of fill that void between the end of the workday and going into the last college football semifinal game here. So excited for that, and excited to get off the phone with you guys and watch what should be a great game tonight.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't
heard.
know. Go ahead,
I
Chuck.
heard someone ask why there's college football. Why is there college football last night? And I'm thinking, why not? It is a nice little break to the day.
Well,
It was
and
I should say.
that's what I was just about to say. I don't know why we didn't talk about it, but it didn't dawn on me how absolutely perfect the schedule makers got with this. I mean, it's the first week back from the holidays. You're used to having just sports in your face, whether it be college basketball, NFL, college football, whatever. And that first week back that feels like a slog through getting through emails, all that dumb shit we deal with. And then Thursday, standalone game. Friday, standalone game. Saturday, two games. You get to watch the whole thing. Sunday, same thing. Even a Monday night. We have like a perfect balance of a slate from last night on.
And I'm definitely one to highly criticize the schedule makers because
Same.
rarely do they get it right. And when they got this is the one of the most perfect scheduling performances I've ever seen out of them. So I'm going to give them a quick little round of applause there. Just
Yeah.
great work. And I hope they can continue on this path as we go through 2026. Great start to the year.
And I love having the national championship decided before we go into wild card weekend. That just feels right
What?
because we'll have.
Before we go
Oh,
to divisional weekend. Before we go
no,
to
no,
divisional.
no. He means the two teams playing, not the winner.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
took me a second to.
like
That
we
took me a second
know
to. Yeah,
who's
yeah.
gonna. That was strange chat GPT phrasing.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, with that, boys, why don't we just jump in? Because we don't usually have the benefit of bringing the Thursday night action back to the fans the day after. But let's jump into that game because
What
we
a game.
talked on the last show about how there just hasn't been that many good games in this playoff. This game was an all timer.
Yeah. And Charlie sent the text in our group chat last night. I think there was 16 seconds left when Ole Miss got the ball, and it was something like, this game isn't over by any means.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it certainly was not over by any means there.
So I went
So-
quiet in the chat last night because I was watching on my phone and y'all were ahead. So I had to mute you because I would just get Charlie when Charlie has money on a game and he's like leveraged. He just says wow or unreal, and that could mean anything. So like that there would be a wow, and then 2 seconds later on my phone it'd be a missed interception, and then at the very end I get a unreal. And I'm thinking, I bet Ole Miss money line. So I'm thinking, how did the Hurricanes just screw this at the end? And it's a walk-in touchdown. But
Never let them know your next move.
yeah, I mean, I think we capped this game. If I'm going to pat ourselves on the back, I think we capped this game pretty perfectly. Evan and I, we were both saying the whole time, listen, Miami's the better team on paper, but it's the Miami logo. Charlie on the other side was kind of saying the same thing, but taking the talent. And at the end of the day, on the balance of the game, Miami was far superior in just about every facet except for penalties for the most part. And because of that, Miami almost blew the game even though they outplayed them. So in a way, we were all right, even though Charlie collected and I did not.
Yeah, I think this game could honestly gone either way.
Yeah,
Having said that, I think Miami was pretty clearly the better team. Um,
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I gotta say that Miami team, just the course of the season has been really hard to figure out. Like I feel like there was one point in the season where I was like, Miami, yeah, is gonna be in these last four,
Yeah.
no doubt. And then they lost those two games kind of mid-season.
Louisville and
Carson
SMU,
Beck,
yeah.
yeah, just kind of breakdowns. And I'm thinking, they'll squeeze into this playoffs, but there's no way they get all the way to the final. And their resume right now, I mean, A&M, Ohio State, a red hot Ole Miss. Man, I got I got no more excuses for him. Like
Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like
incredible.
The Notre Dame fans that felt like they got snubbed, and I'm not here to say they did or didn't, but that argument loses a bit of steam when the team that you feel you got snubbed for, even though they already beat you, is now in the final. Miami's just showing that on their day they are easily one of the best teams, and if they could just catch the ball on defense, that could have been a way worse game.
Oh man,
Oh,
the amount of drops they had, and on offense too. But
oh,
the story for me was the offensive line with Miami.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like every single, whether it was like a bubble screen or whether it was just kind of getting Fletcher to bounce it out wide, every single play they were kind of doing their job. It felt like, and Ole Miss weren't small really.
no,
well, and I'm glad you brought up the catching of the football. I'd be remiss not to mention what Malachi Tony did on that sideline.
Oh,
I know the catch didn't happen.
dude.
I know it didn't
about to
happen,
say.
but that reminded me of a back like early mid 2000s of like a Calvin Johnson catch coming across the middle. I mean, what a catch! And I was saying this at the end of the year last year, how lucky and how excited I am that I get 2 more years of Jeremiah Smith. I might be
Malachi
more
Tony.
excited to have 2 years of Malachi Tony than I was last year to have 2 more years of Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah,
Because, listen, Jeremiah Smith is definitely the better wide receiver. He's more talented. Probably going to have a longer career in the NFL, in my opinion. But he's not nearly as exciting as Malachi Tony is. Malachi Tony has whatever
I couldn't agree with
it
that
factor
more.
is it.
What,
It's
what
so exciting to watch.
what do you guys think is his player comp? Because I've been kind of thinking about it, like McConkey, like like
No,
it's
he's way
hard.
more.
A receiving Reggie Bush.
I don't see like Malachi Tony is one of those guys. The way he plays and the way he moves, I have no idea like how big he even is to make a player comp for him.
I mean, I think
He's
it's insane. He's barely
he's
18.
he's
And
5'11", 188. So I mean, if you're thinking like potentially a Florida Percy Harvins if he didn't have all those concussions, maybe.
I,
yeah,
But like, but because you saw him in the backfield a lot too. Like Percy Harvins did that a lot for those Florida teams.
and yeah, I love that comparison. And the thing I didn't realize about Malachi Tony is, and maybe just I haven't spent a ton of time watching him or his tape. I mean, I've watched quite a bit of him, but how good his hands are too. Like, I mean, that was really
Yeah.
on display. Not even just going away from that, the incredible catch we're talking about, which unfortunately wasn't ruled a catch, but taking the hits, catching the ball in traffic, and he's just very sure-handed with his hands as well. I think that's something. Not that I didn't notice it in the regular season. Maybe just something I wasn't giving him enough props or credit for. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to be so excited to watch these next couple of years. It'll be interesting to see if he stays in Miami. Just with clearly this Miami team's going to have a lot of question marks going into next year.
I think he will because he is a Miami. He's like what we talked about with Jeremiah Smith. He is the Miami kid. Like he reclassified to join this team early. Like I think he is. He's like Michael Irvin Miami in that way. Like he
Okay.
he bleeds the U.
What
From what I understand.
what blows me away about him is I mean he does have great hands, Evan, but his balance.
His
Like
contact
I think
balance.
there was one play I think he caught the ball and just was going nowhere and just shrugged his third down, shrugged the guy off, got the first. I think it led to a touchdown, and then
Mhm.
like the touchdown that he did score. To stay on his feet there after kind of like threading his way through, I was just like, good God. And then once he gets an open space, obviously he's going to do the rest. But yeah, he put
I
on a
would like to
show.
personally thank Malachi Tony on that same. I've bet against Miami in every single round so far. However, I've bet on a Malachi Tony touchdown in every single round. So I would like to say thank you to
Evens
Mr.
out.
Tony for saving my coin there.
I also got to ask you guys after watching that game and I hadn't seen a lot of Ole Miss, to be honest. Like I had in like big games, but didn't really go out of my way to kind of like catch them.
Yeah.
Trinidad Chambliss, why is he even coming back?
So it's funny you say that. He actually he appealed that 6 year and was denied today. The NCAA denied his appeal.
So he's off to
So
the draft then?
he that's his only option. That or insurance in Oxford.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad option. Like after what you've done, even just like, I mean, I know it's recent, but
Well,
he's
my
awesome.
thing is because I agree with you. Do I think he'd benefit from one more year D1? Yes. Do I think he's more prepared to compete with. There's Mendoza, Dante Moore, and then a drop off.
Yeah.
I think that maybe this year's a little bit easier than potentially what we see with next year with Arch if he continues to improve, with Sayin, with CJ Carr, with Sellers if he takes another step. Some of those, I think this is an easier year to come out.
He's 23 as well.
Yeah. I agree. I'll be interested to see how he plays in the NFL. I just don't think he's going to be a starter in the NFL, unfortunately. I'd love to be wrong. He's been exciting. I think he's a great college football player. Exciting to watch. More rounded, and I think has a better chance of success in the NFL than somebody like a Diego Pavia. I just don't see it translating like some of those other guys. Hey, but I've been wrong plenty of times before. So,
he just throws such a good ball.
I think he's got such a better arm than Pavia. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he's not like he's smaller, but he's still over. He's in the 6 foot club. Like he's 6'1". He's a little lean. But like, who knows? He's still. I'm kind of surprised they turned down his year because it's not like he's one of those. Like Carson Beck was in year 7. They were saying yesterday. Like I don't know why can't Shameless get year 6?
Malachi Tony was 11 years old when Carson Beck went to college.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
That's awesome.
I am not kidding. Yeah,
that's awesome. I will say I don't know how I didn't get it. Obviously, I was Ole Miss deserved to beat Georgia. They deserved to be in that game. I didn't even put it together until watching the game yesterday that we were robbed of the UGA versus Carson Beck game for the final.
Yeah.
That I completely missed that part. That was a bummer to not have that matchup.
Yeah, I mean on Carson Beck though, I feel like, and this is the last thing I'll say about this game, but the hate on Carson Beck has to officially be over. I feel like because
I won't
Did
get
you
off
see
that.
his deep balls? He can't throw a deep ball to save his mother.
Yeah.
No, I guess let me rephrase. I don't get like he's not going to the league. Like, oh, it's over after this. Like, oh, this guy's not going to be a starter in the NFL. Like, who cares? The guy went back to Miami. He got a bag. He's on the way to national championship. Like, I feel like it just at a certain point, like, whether he's a game manager or not, like, I feel like you've got to just give him some credit for like, he could have done something after Georgia, right? Or not done anything. He had that super bad injury to his elbow, and I think like he's deserved a lot of credit for the teams they've beaten, and it hasn't really been just the defense, or just he's had to at least like put the ball in players' hands when it matters.
Yes,
and that was a huge drive.
But it's significantly easier when you have that offensive line, when you have a Mark Fletcher, when you have whatever that Brown guy is who vultured Fletcher's touchdown from me to kill my parlay. Then you also have Malachi Tony. Who, I mean, they said it on the broadcast a ton of times yesterday. Miami leads the league in screens, and there's a point like up until Miami scored that first touchdown of the second half, Carson Beck hadn't completed any pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Like he's playing good football per se, but the OC is calling games to protect him. Like think about how many times early in the game he missed Malachi Tony wide open. Like
Carson but think about how many crucial third downs there were on that game. Like he delivered last night.
He played good against when he was finally completing those passes. Ole Miss's defense was on their 75 plus play on defense. Like eventually,
there were a lot of drops last night too from their receivers.
Carson Beck is fine. Carson Beck is not a needle mover to me. Agreed,
but I don't think
this Miami team if you take Miami's offense last year and Miami's defense this year, that is a unstoppable force type team.
Yep. I agree with what you're saying, Boone, and I Carson Beck's, I think, but to Charlie's point, like I think it stopped trying to give him such a hard time on this. He's done what he could in his position. Like don't give him the payout, all that stuff. I get it, but at the same time, like we gotta stop just ragging on him so much. Like he isn't a detriment to this team. Like he's not holding anyone back, and maybe his career isn't going there.
I guess like what I'm trying to say is like for the talent that he has and the decisions that he had in front of him and the injury history, I don't think he could have asked for like a better season right now than to turn this all around. Kind of like, I mean, I feel like he was kind of done after Georgia. It was like on to the next guy, and then send him to Miami. They'll maybe win the ACC, and like bang, now they're in the national championship with a real shot.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
I agree. And
I do have
guys, I know we're kind of.
I have
Go
one
ahead.
other thing I got to say on this game. I know we're going long, but this was a big talking point yesterday. The targeting calls. Let me say my piece. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. The one that was picked up against Ole Miss in the first half, I thought was the right
Perfect
call.
call.
I did not
Perfect.
think that was targeting. I thought it was. I would like maybe hit to a defenseless receiver just the way it happened, but it didn't trigger any of the targeting things. The one that happened to Miami in the second half, I do think was targeting. However, there needs to be levels to it. Like not all targeting should be an ejection.
Yeah, it
100%.
wasn't malicious. It was
It
like
wasn't malicious,
head to
but he
head,
did
but it wasn't malicious.
He did launch though, so I can see why that could. Like if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I want those yards. I feel like I'm owed those yards. I don't think that should automatically like I feel like you should have to check 2 of the 3 or 2 of the 4 boxes, not just one of the 4 boxes.
It wasn't
to be
ill
ejected.
intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree because now he's out for the first half of the national
first half.
championship.
Yeah, and that just like what he did was targeting by the rule. I don't think it warrants an ejection.
That as soon as he got ejected as well, not sure if you guys noticed, Ole Miss was having a field day with finding holes in that defense, and the secondary just completely fell apart.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree. Well, hey, boys, speaking of which, I want to get us moving on here. I do have breaking news on the show again. And before we jump into a quick preview, I know we previewed tonight's game a little bit the other day. But before we jump into just some last second thoughts before that game, if anything has changed, breaking news out of the transfer portal. Transfer running back from Ohio State, Sam Williams-Dixon, has committed to South Carolina. So I don't know who that is. I don't
Is he
really
good?
I don't know anything about it, but breaking news. But yeah, I mean, South Carolina has been doing a fantastic job in the portal so far. The left tackle pickup out of NC State, fantastic.
Saw that. He's third, right?
Third overall on the board, number 1 tackle. And I think they pretty much told our offensive lineman in-house. I know Josiah Thompson left. I think our new offensive line coach came in there and basically said, "Hey guys, just leave. Like you're probably not gonna play here." I am pretty confident that's what the situation was.
Yeah, I agree.
But they've picked up a lot of good tackle recruits, and the wide receiver recruit out of Oklahoma has been fantastic. Josiah Thompson hurt. I think he might have been one of the only ones, but I think it may have been a situation where it's like, hey, everybody else has been asked to leave. I don't really want to stay in that kind of environment.
Yeah, and at least Shed Surratt, from what I'm looking now, is still there. Jacobs obviously is in the portal, which sucks. But yeah, I'm excited about that 6'5" kid. We lost Big Tree and immediately replaced him with a bigger tree named
Jalen Brown, didn't we?
Yeah, but he's going to his 3rd school in 3 years. Like, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look now. I don't see.
I have heard rumors.
Yeah,
I've been reading into this. Chaz Coleman has taken a visit to LSU, has taken a visit to Ohio State, to Tennessee.
I have too.
And there are rumors he is coming to South Carolina. He is not, from everything I've heard, did not really like LSU and did not really like Tennessee. That's what the thing says, I've heard so far. I think Ohio State's still the front runner, but it sounds like he didn't anticipate taking a visit to South Carolina, and now he's thinking about doing it this next week here.
I'm hearing the reason that he is not obviously committing to Ohio. I'm hearing the same thing, that Ohio State is obviously probably number 1, but I'm also hearing they don't want to pay his asking cost, which is why he's still opened up to ideas.
Okay.
I think LSU was disappointing from what I'm hearing. Like he had it built up bigger. Ohio State doesn't necessarily want to pay the money, and that's why we could potentially snipe. Yeah, I didn't realize this NC State, what's his name? Jacarius Peak. Yeah,
it's a huge pickup.
Yeah,
huge.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as Evan was mentioning earlier, like what's the future of Miami? I did see a couple of pieces on Sam Levitt taking a visit. I know he's been looking at LSU, but I feel like that kind of makes sense. Miami for him.
I heard
Arizona State
I heard
guy.
Somebody, I heard somebody say he was taking a visit to Kentucky. Apparently
Kentucky
the
and
Will Stein
Tennessee,
connection.
but I think LSU was the
There's
front
something there,
runner.
but LSU was the front runner from what I'm hearing.
Also,
Yeah.
I was shocked to hear Lagway going to Baylor. That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, is that
DJ
official?
Lagway's at Baylor. Yep.
I know the last I heard from him is he was taking a visit to Florida State.
Also,
Shoot,
great news. A Kentucky DB, I forget his name.
South Carolina
is going
native.
Yep, the South Carolina native. It looked like he had a pretty decent year or so. Quashid Scott is coming to South Carolina as well. I think that's going to be a pretty good pickup. Just getting him in secondary, someone that's had SEC experience. Of course, on a Kentucky defense that was abysmal might be too nice of a word to describe what they were last year. But, at least the guy with some SEC experience coming to South Carolina.
The other one, Byron Brown, the USF quarterback, super fun to watch. He's going with his coach to Auburn. And then I also have heard, obviously not South Carolina news, not even good for the SEC as a whole, but as a football fan, could be exciting. Cam Coleman is being linked more and more with Texas, which, I mean, if Arch can continue progressing, that could be fun.
Yeah, I feel like
that would be exciting.
that Byron Brown move could be a really big, sneaky move because he was awesome at South Florida.
It could be. We'll just see how it steps up. I mean, call it what it is. The SEC has taken a little bit of a step back from a physicality standpoint. It seems like, at least through the bowl game. The Penn State is just blatantly stealing all of Iowa State with Matt Campbell moving from there. I think every recruit and like every starter is going to Iowa State. And then the last one I think that is super notable, but I don't know if people will talk about it. Hollywood Smothers, like one of the most exciting players to watch, NC State's running back. He's committed to Alabama now. He's super small. Yeah, he's super small, so Alabama's got to figure out their offensive line plan.
I thought Ty
5'11",
Simpson committed,
195.
so
Or declared. He didn't commit. Yeah, he's
sorry,
out.
declared.
He's going to the draft. Yeah.
Look your vocabulary, Chuck.
I know.
Anyone
Do better.
else? Wisner's gone from Texas, so going to Florida State, and then C.J. Baxter also in the portal. And then Austin Simmons is at Mizzou now. Ole Miss is back up now at Mizzou. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, you want to touch on any of this Indiana game? You want to touch on any of this Indiana game before? I mean, we touched on it the other day.
Listen, the only thing I have is based off what you guys, said in the book. It sounds like all the cappers are all over Oregon. And here's what I'm going to have to say to that. Listen, fuck the cappers. Go Indiana. Let's bring a national championship back to Bloomington, Indiana, where I will be next week. Well, I will be in a couple weeks. Oh, fuck. I might have to fly in early, hang out in Indianapolis for the national championship game.
Bloomington is fun. Bloomington's a fun city. It's a fun college town.
I don't have much to add from last night, but apart from the fact that Oregon looks to be in a little bit of trouble at running back. I think they lost two guys right to the portal, and then their main guy got hurt or broke his clavicle or something last for Texas Tech. So they're on scraps right now for running backs. So I'm going to be looking out for that tonight, see how that impacts the game. But the big story for me is going to be Oregon's defense and how are they going to try to handle Mendoza.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I think let's dive into some NFL here. I mean, let's quickly give a Week 18 recap.
Week 18.
There's 4 or 5 games we really want to touch on here. The first one, Charlie, let's talk about your Panthers. Then I would like you to say, if you have anything nice you want to say to the Atlanta Falcons organization, I think now would be a good time to express that. If you want to buy the whole, maybe buy a bar in Atlanta, a whole round of drinks, something like that. Something like that might be in order.
Well, if you were watching Red Zone, it was hilarious because they were, or not Red Zone, but the broadcast was kept panning to like Panthers fans in the Falcon Stadium afterward the game and just like high-fiving everyone. And definitely appreciate the Falcons. It's gonna be scary hours if they can get a pretty competent coach. So I'm hoping this is the best Falcons team we've seen. But yeah, I mean, going back to that game versus the Bucks, where the Panthers had a chance to put the division away. Probably the worst officiated game I've ever seen, and that's like putting it lightly. I think when Bryce Young is mad and like yelling at the refs, that's when you know something is just really not been done right. So that was a tough watch. But I gotta say, what a job from the Falcons. His wife or Baker's wife putting a video out there during that broadcast was hilarious. If that was my wife, I'd be a little pissed off. But yeah, it's a pretty funny way to win. It kind of makes sense for a division. Like there was no real clear front runner. I feel like at the beginning, maybe you could say the Bucks, but
I mean, I think you could definitely say the Bucks.
So I would,
pick at one point.
Well, I think they were like the pick, but I didn't think that they were like super duper clear. Like the Falcons still had some players. There were some people who picked the Panthers.
They were like, whoa.
There were
preseason.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
preseason. Yeah. No. Total collapse on the Bucks' fault. Like I don't know how they.
As a Colts fan, where's the
they
hate for the Bucks? Because at least we lost our quarterback, but the Bucks did just the same thing we did, pretty much. In a much, all due respect, Charlie, in a much worse division, and nobody's talking about what the Bucks did.
Well, they lost their whole team.
Yeah, but they didn't lose their quarterback.
They lost just about everybody else, though.
Listen. The Bucks did not have Uncle Phil throwing the rock 25 yards with all he's got to Josh Downs.
Anyway, it's an interesting division. Like I can do a whole division recap when we're past the playoffs, but headed into the Rams, I gotta say I don't think Charlotte's been as exciting. There's just something in the air. Like it's been 10 years. There's Cam Newton coming back to pound the drum. Yep. That was a pretty fun reveal. They did it in his font. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Like the bank is gonna be rocking. But hey, the Rams are obviously really good. A lot of people saying, "Oh, Devontae's back." Okay, let me just point out we beat them when Devontae and that whole team was fully healthy. We also didn't have J.C. Horn starting. We're also getting Robert Hunt back, who went out week 2 with a freaking bicep, tore his bicep. He's our best guard. So the Panthers might be a little frisky. We got nothing to lose. I feel like the spread is a little disrespectful.
You have the season to lose.
I don't
if you lose your season,
no. Hold on. Yeah. No, that is right. Hold on. We have nothing to lose, guys.
You're playing with
we
house
should
money.
not be
You're
here.
playing with house money, but
we
you
should
have
not
something
be
to
here.
You have
lose.
a lot to lose.
Yeah.
You're playing with house money.
I don't know.
It's an expression.
Y'all are as far as the NFC South went. I thought y'all were a good team. The defense especially played really well. Matt Stafford also, pardon my take, bad in the rain, and I believe it's supposed to rain this weekend.
Hey, we're coming after Stafford. All right, we're gonna make it miserable for him. We're gonna make him uncomfortable.
So this game with a 10.5-point spread, for the every single exact reason, I felt that last night's game would go over, even though Miami had allowed 17 total points through 2 games. This line to me screams, everyone please bet the Panthers points. Please bet the Panthers points, because it feels like too many points. I fear the Rams might exact some revenge here.
I am definitely being overconfident, but
you should. It's your team. What?
But
you're a fan. You're a fan.
I'd say this. 4 weeks ago, if you told me that this was the game and this was the spread, I'd be like, absolutely, that makes sense, 100%. I really just haven't seen that much out of the Rams the past month. Yeah, that really screams they're gonna just absolutely dominate every team they come into or they play against. 6 weeks ago, I might have believed that. I might have been like, yeah, this team's about to cruise through the Super Bowl. I don't think they're in a very good, or you know what I mean. I think things have kind of shifted a little bit. It is just kind of funny though that we get a home game at 8 and 9 versus the Rams.
So Charlie, take this with a grain of salt, because I'm going to be exactly where you're sitting in about 10 minutes when we discuss the Patriots game. Over full of confidence. So I just don't see a world where the Rams lose this game. I'm sorry.
Me neither.
There's too much going against them. Like, it's a great year for the Panthers. And will I be rooting for you? I absolutely will be rooting for you. I'd rather Panthers win than the Rams win. But I just don't see it happening. But
Me neither. I agree with everything
I
you
think
said.
they have an edge in pretty much every single category, including coach. But for all those reasons, I feel like we're going to keep it close just because the NFL makes no sense.
it makes no sense this year, and it's the playoffs. Anything can fucking happen in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
it's wide open this season.
The only thing I feel super confident in for this game is Devontae Adams' anytime touchdown.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen from within 5 yards. By the way,
Yeah,
don't bet it further than that.
Also, Matt Stafford's bullshit stats. Just want everyone to know that he fucking MVP chased. He didn't play the game like he should. Just for those MVP voters out there, he chased the MVP. Drake May won the MVP.
Didn't you win? Didn't you beat one team over 500 all season?
Doesn't matter. He didn't chase MVP stats.
Because he didn't have to.
You can't blame a quarterback for his schedule.
No,
It's not his fault who he plays. It's not his fault who he plays. It is his decision if he chases stats. He didn't do that. That's the difference.
How do you
Evan,
quantify chasing stats? He
You
throwing
can-
touchdowns.
Because
Throwing
I think
touchdowns during the game.
Matthew Stafford, of his 46 touchdown passes, I think it's like 75% of them are from within the 10-yard line.
Counterpoint: the Patriots haven't been able to score inside the 1 yard line all year.
Well, that's because they don't let Drake May throw it. They try running it.
It's because they know he can't make those passes.
Yes, he did. Stephon Diggs cornered in the end zone against the goddamn Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hunter
Which
Henry
team?
sweep out right. Or
By
they should
your
have
own
let Drake
admission-
May running in from there. Shotgun
Maybe.
Drake May power. Shotgun
Maybe.
Drake May power. Listen,
Maybe.
you don't know Drake
Listen,
May's
you
exterior offensive
even
ability.
said on this very program that was a terrible pass to Stephon Diggs.
I said it was a terrible play call.
It was against the Bengals too.
No, it wasn't. It was against the goddamn Buccaneers. I was at the game. I was at the game.
They did it
That
against
was
the Bengals as well,
That was
though.
the beginning of the downfall for the Buccaneers.
Also, Evan, I'm sorry, but the MVP argument ended when your goat gave it to Stafford. So go talk to Tom about that one.
Yeah, Tom
It's
did give
because
it to
Tom Brady's a
Stafford.
jealous prick. He doesn't want anybody else to take
fair.
over. He doesn't want anybody else to take over the New England Raid, and we're going to get into that here in a minute.
You
And
Sir
that's gonna
Alex
be
Ferguson.
terrifying. It's going
I
to be a little
actually-
terrifying.
I hadn't considered that, but I do love that spin. I love that spin.
Well, should we jump to the Pats or should we go chronological? What do you guys want to do?
Well, so that's what I was thinking. Like, is there anything else from Week 18 you really want to discuss? I mean, we could just jump in.
hey-
we could just jump through the teams and then go to the playoff.
Well, let's just quickly talk about the Ravens Steelers game. Can't go past that one. God damn it, the Steelers are so lucky, and I'm so happy. Please give me the Steelers. Please let the Patriots play the Steelers. Please, because they suck. Bad football team. They're the second. They're the worst team in the playoffs behind the Panthers. Panthers
I
are
think the
better than the
Panthers-
Steelers.
I think the Panthers
Panthers
beat
are
the
better than the
Steelers.
Steelers.
I was bummed for
Unbelievably
this.
bad team.
I was bummed for this because I did think the Ravens could. I think the Ravens were capable of doing something in the playoffs. I don't think the Steelers are. Somebody in my office is a huge Ravens fan, and somebody else in my office was trolling him on the office email thread and just said Tyler Oops. And I don't know why Tyler Oops made me laugh so fucking
hysterical.
hard, but Tyler Oops absolutely. Do you know how? So as I've been one to do, I love going into the losing team's comments to the account page. I love to sing the sadness. The amount of self-righteous Ravens fans that preseason were talking about how shitty of a human Justin Tucker is. Don't get me wrong, this program I think is firmly on the he's a shitty person thing. The amount of Ravens fans that were just like, I'd take a pedophile for the playoffs. It flipped so quick. It was astounding. It was hilarious. There was not a single self-righteous Ravens fan yesterday that was able to seriously say, I would rather have Tyler Oops than Justin Tucker.
I did see a lot of that.
They'd take Ray Rice back too if you could get
But-
them in the end zone.
People also need to talk about the fact Justin Tucker, obviously bad guy, yes, but he was struggling big time, like as an actual kicker. Before all
last
that
year
uncovered,
and a half, yeah.
he was not kicking the ball well.
that's why people say it got uncovered. Like, the Ravens clearly knew about this the whole time. And
right, and they were like, oh, you're bad now. Yeah. Now it matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, crazy stat about the Tyler Oops kick. It's the first time in NFL history that up until that point in the season, a kick that had no playoff inclination had playoff inclination. Like, so it's basically like that had never happened before, that like a last second kick decided who went into the playoffs that late into the season. So like in week 17 with like under like a couple seconds left, the kick actually decided who made the playoffs. First time in NFL history.
It was the very last play of the game. And while we're on it, shout out TJ. Thank you for the Tyler Oops thing. That was it's still to this minute kills me. Outside of that, I mean, I don't have really anything else on week 18.
I mean, well, outside of the kick, I feel like the kick was obviously the pinnacle of the game. That was an incredible game. Like the back and forth.
Awesome. It was awesome.
It was every time I was like, oh, the Ravens that touchdown just sealed it. There's no way Rodgers goes down the field without DK and like wins this game.
Calvin Austin's just wide open.
Man, he dusted that Ravens cornerback. But I'd also say Kyle Hamilton though, when he went down, that Ravens defense just folded.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed.
But I mean, if you're the Steelers, you won those two games without DK. You won that game without DK. Him coming back, I feel like, does change your offense. And there's a lot of interesting stats around that Texans game if we want to go there.
Yeah, I just the Texans defense against the Steelers offense, DK coming back regardless. It's just,
I fear for Rodgers. I fear for his life.
Rodgers might not have a spine.
The funniest possible outcome, and we'll get to this in a sec. The funniest possible outcome is if the Chargers somehow upset the Patriots and then the Steelers beat the Texans. So Evan's just looking at the Steelers in the next round, knowing how easy they would have been and not being able to play them. That's the funniest possible outcome here. Do y'all want to get into Week 18, or do you want to touch on coaching firings before we jump into Week 8? Or I mean, not Week 18, the playoffs is what I meant to say.
Playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I guess like there's so much with the coaching. Man, where do we even start?
Well, while we're on Tyler
so many
Oops,
guys you got like
John Harbaugh's job.
That's tough.
That was the toilet bowl, though. Whoever lost that game was getting fired.
Wins that game. Hold on. If John Harbaugh wins that game and then beats the Texans in the first round, who is he fired?
No, he doesn't even have to beat the Texans.
I think he has to beat the Texans because they fired him because he hasn't done shit in the playoffs with multiple great teams.
I don't know,
but I think the Lamar stuff has been way blown out of proportion. Like I think Lamar and Harbaugh had a great relationship. They just couldn't get it done, and like there's nothing wrong with just hey, we got to try something else. I think it just came down to like, do we want to move on for Lamar or do we want a new head coach? And I don't know. I think Harbaugh getting fired has also now caused a lot of other teams to fire their head coach, thinking that they're going to get Harbaugh. or So
cue Mike McDaniels.
Exactly. Has Todd Bowles been fired yet?
No, and I don't think he's going to get fired at this point.
That's the one that's blowing my mind. I mean,
think about it, Chuck. Who owns Manchester United? Do they make quick, swift decisions when they need to? Because they also own the Buccaneers. Not. Yeah, the same people.
I mean, they fired the OC, so.
I'm afraid that Mike McDaniels is going to replace Kevin Patullo for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that rushing defense is going to be frightening.
I'm not scared of Mike McDaniels ever.
I feel like Mike McDaniels is going to get another head coach job.
No, I don't think right away. I think Mike McDaniels as an offensive coordinator with a strong running team is a scary prospect.
Doesn't scare me.
Also, I'd love to see Kevin Stefanski. Sorry, Charlie, but I'd love to see Stefanski in Atlanta. Like his offensive mind with those offensive pieces, assuming they keep Pitts. I'm interested in that.
I'm terrified.
Huge year with the right OC. Huge year.
I also would be interested in Stefanski in New York with Scadaboo and Jackson Dart.
Yeah. I think there's like three guys. Honestly, like I think Raheem Morris might have been very, very, very bad.
He's not a good coach. I think he wasn't the first time.
I don't think he was a good coach. Yeah, and like I think if you put an average guy in there, who just does like the basics, then the Falcons are going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So
It'll
can
be
you
interesting to
guess?
see.
Go ahead, Ev.
I said it's just gonna be interesting to see how everything shakes out. Do like which OCs, DCs start leaving, and when especially in the next coming weeks, like once we get into, um, later in the playoff rounds, which coaches are gonna get asked to have interviews. I mean, one
Mhm.
coach obviously it's good. I think is gonna get asked, and I'm hopeful, and I think everything in me says he won't. Is Josh McDaniels? I feel like someone's definitely calling and asking to come somewhere.
I think we've seen the Josh McDaniels experience.
Me too, but like how good they've looked this year, like I wouldn't be shocked if someone called and asked.
Yeah. So
I think he says no. Like I think he says no, but
Sports Illustrated ranked the open jobs as from top to bottom. They have the Giants as the third job. Can you guess who who Sports Illustrated is projecting the next Giants head coaches? It's laugh out loud funny.
Bill Belichick.
He's
Carroll.
think fatter,
Charlie
fatter,
Weiss.
less fat. He coached in the division last year. He coached in the NFC East last year.
Just give it to us.
Fuck.
Mike-
What's his name? Mike McCarthy.
Oh,
Mike
Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep, they have Mike
Yeah, there's a lot of
McCarthy,
guys just sitting up. The Vegas job is also out there, and like they've obviously got the first pick, so that's an interesting one.
Well, the other thing is like for Mike McDaniels again, like I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job right away, but I am hearing that Matt Nagy might be back into the head coaching carousel, which means the Kansas City Chiefs OC job would be available. And just in a hypothetical world where you have Mike McDaniels there, they draft Jeremiah Love, and then we're back with Mahomes running Mahomes.
Whoa. Okay, now I'm scared.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
let's pretend that didn't happen. Well, actually, I'm not scared
Yeah.
because we can, whenever we're ready to transition to the Patriots, I'm happy to discuss that here and why I'm not scared.
Well,
Let me ask you guys one more thing then before we move on. What do you think is the most attractive team right now if you're a top head coach? Like, do you start with Ravens, Falcons?
Ravens,
yeah.
because they have a 27-year-old two-time MVP at quarterback
Right.
locked
I
down.
mean,
That's it. I mean,
ready to go.
Honestly, because I think you're only 1 year away from the Deshaun Watson being moved off the Browns. I think the Browns, at least defensively, is intriguing. And if you're a head coach with like just looking for some comfort, minimal success buys you a ton of time there. So like you don't have to be that good. You just have to be competent.
You also can't do much worse on the Giants.
No, the Giants look great. It's just a tough market. New York to me is a tougher market to have success in, personally.
Yeah.
If the Cardinals could find a quarterback with McBride, MH2, Michael Wilson, and James Conner coming back, that could be a fun job. But honestly, I think it's the Ravens, and then I think it's the Giants is the second one for me. Falcons like distant third, but is my number 3.
Yeah.
And I think if the Steelers get let's jump in. If the Steelers get a first round exit, I think that job is going to be open too.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys know TJ Watt has never won a playoff game? That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. I mean, the two best defensive ends of the last 7 years.
You're right.
Neither have. Yeah, Myles Garrett has more playoff wins with one.
Quick shout out on week 18. Shout out Myles Garrett for getting a sack
breaking the
record.
record.
However, it is forever going to be with an asterisk.
So
it's with a double asterisk.
That's an interesting question. Why is it with an asterisk? Because does Michael Strahan's have an asterisk?
Because he has an extra game.
It's more games.
Deacon Jones played 2 less games and had 1 less half sack.
Doesn't count. You didn't get the record. It doesn't matter. That's not comparable.
What are you talking about? Deacon Jones had the record in 14 games until Strahan broke it in 16 games.
Oh, no. Strahan has an asterisk as well.
Oh, okay. So okay. Fair.
But you can't say Deacon Jones has the record. It just Strahan gets the record with an asterisk, and then now it's another asterisk now that Myles Garrett has it. So it's like Deacon Jones.
So why doesn't Myles Garrett have the record? Miles. So what does Miles Garrett not have the record double asterisk, but has the record?
He has it double asterisk, yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
who cares about Deacon Jones? That's from the '60s. Jared Allen and the Phantom sack is the reason why it's got an asterisk.
Joe.
The Phantom sack. Yeah. He got a sack on Rodgers, which Rodgers admits was like a very clear sack, and that did not get counted. They counted it as a team sack instead of an individual one because he like wrapped up and then got up again, and then it's very confusing to me. But if he has that, then he's tied with Myles Garrett. That and the reason and the fact that he gets an extra game, double asterisk.
I forgot about that.
Okay, fine. I concede your point. Because I also forgot about that. That's called knowledge. You know ball, Chuck.
Listen, the sack record is just an asterisk field day. It's just never going to be truly defined.
Yeah.
Why don't we move to playoffs?
Yep.
Yeah. Do y'all want to just rip through chronologically from Saturday's game? Or I guess tomorrow's first game, which we already talked about on through.
I like that because I think then we'll finish with the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't. As far as our team reviews, because I know Evan will touch on the Patriots in his. As far as the Colts go, there's nothing we really need to talk about. The only thing that I find funny is the 3 games Phillip Rivers played. The players, the offensive players that were on his team from 5 years ago when he last started for the Colts, all of their production spiked. Mo Alley Cox quadrupled his season averages in those 3 games because Phil Rivers recognized him. Michael Pittman got a lot more catches. I just thought that was funny. Phillip Rivers came back to the Colts 5 years later, found guys he recognized, and that's who he threw the ball to. Other than that, everything else is going phenomenal, I suppose.
Do you still wish you had 2 first-round picks?
Yes.
I go back and forth. This draft doesn't inspire me, even where we had the picks at. I think our team as a whole is good and it's well built. And the only thing that's clearly missing is the quarterback, which I don't think we get at that pick if we had it, regardless. So, like, in that sense, I'm not super stressed about at least this year's first round pick. I do think next year's class is really good. So if you don't have like 10 to 12 wins next year and that pick is in the teens or lower, I think that's when it really hurts. What I'm way more concerned with overall is because of the free agent wide receiver market, the 2 like top names right now at least are Alec Pierce and Wan'Dale Robinson. So it's not a deep pool. So I'm fearful that we don't re-sign Pierce, which if we don't, then that's the spot that I had projected Adonai Mitchell to step right into and really start to flourish. So that's going to be honestly the bigger loss to me is losing your number 2 receiver to a poor free agent class where somebody could offer him like 25 a year and you can't really do that to keep him. But then you also gave up Adonai Mitchell when if you just had some fucking balls, Ballard, you could have said to the Jets, no, it's 2 first-round picks is more than enough for Sauce Gardner. So that's where I'm more concerned with keeping Alec Pierce than that first-round draft pick at this moment.
So here's my final iteration on this trade. It was a bad trade that's going to set the Colts back 3 years as a franchise.
See,
Sauce Gardner is not an elite corner. And this is a hindsight take. At the moment, the trade could turn out a lot better. In hindsight, looking back, this trade is going to set them back 3 years.
Here's my counterpoint to that. Setting us back 3 years, what does that even mean? Because I don't think this team was a Super Bowl contender in the next 3 years regardless. Because we didn't have an option at quarterback. Anthony Richardson can't go through a game without getting hurt. And Daniel Jones, we've seen, is not a long-term option. So, like, does it set us back 3 years? Sure. Were we winning a Super Bowl? If we don't make this trade, are we winning a Super Bowl in the next 3 years? I don't think so either.
Probably
so, like,
not. Probably not. So, but you get a better point 3 years from now.
Yeah, but to me, a better point means nothing. It's Super Bowl or at the end of the day, it's Super Bowl or bust. I spent my entire childhood.
I respect the winner's mindset. Yeah. I respect the winner's mindset. I spent
my entire childhood watching the Colts be really, really good and winning 1 Super Bowl. So at this point, like, I don't really give a shit.
No, I do like going for it. I think like it looks a lot worse now, right? It looks a lot worse now.
Yeah, but at the same time,
my problem is I just never understood going for it right now. I just never understood going for it right now. I just think
going for it in that way, I agree. I think the piece is, and Colts fans will know this because Ballard's been very vocal about it, and Colts circles talked about it a lot. Ballard was hot and heavy for Danielle Hunter a couple years ago. Not shocking news. Houston is more appealing as a city than Indianapolis. Ballard's whole thing is he's struck out on guys he's wanted in a lot of different ways, especially on defense, and he thought this was the best way to get a marquee defensive talent. The way I equate it at the end of the day is like this. When the Raptors traded their all-time franchise leader in like several categories for 1 year of Kawhi Leonard, knowing Kawhi Leonard's injury history, that could have very easily not panned out. Kawhi never plays. He leaves to the Clippers in the offseason, and it's just a waste of time. But they won a championship, so it's all worth it. At the end of the day, I've made peace with it because I'd rather my team take a risk and go for it than just like do the Steelers game of staying 10-7 to 9-8 and just like, they went for it. I can appreciate that.
Hey, you don't gotta explain it to me. We had the Bryce Young Bears trade. You don't gotta explain it to me.
And everyone
I get it.
Everyone said that was bad, but listen, how many division titles does Bryce Young have? Oh wait, the same amount as Caleb
It's
Williams.
always recency. It's
So,
always recency bias.
I mean,
Let's dive into the
Packers
playoff games
Bears.
here.
Yeah.
This is the most logical answer of all time. If you don't know what's going to happen in this game, you haven't watched football for the last 15 to 20 years, the Packers win this game. Don't overthink it. Don't even consider betting otherwise. The Packers win this game. I'm not going to say much. The Packers own the Bears. I don't care if it's at Soldier Field. You're going to get a great video of some Bears fans just being depressed leaving the stadium. I don't know how it's going to happen. I have no explanation for it. I just know at the end of the day, the Packers win this football game.
Boone?
yeah, I think there's a stat going back to 2002. First quarterbacks making their first NFL playoff start lose outright 66% of the time. We have 3 quarterbacks making their first NFL playoff start: Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Drake May. Logic says 2 of those 3 are going to lose the game, and I think it's a very clear 2. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Charlie. I think the Packers win this game because it's maximum sadness for the Bears, and the Packers own the Bears. It's really simple.
I'm on the complete other side of this
Fair.
one.
Fair.
I think I agree with the trends, but I think a large part of that trend is the fact that Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears, and
Brett Favre
the
owned the
Packers
Bears too.
he sure did. But Aaron Rodgers literally didn't lose to the Bears, and he played there for what, like 10, 15 years. So I think a lot of that trend is really Aaron Rodgers. I think there's something in the air this year in Chicago. Do I think they lose next round? Yes, but I think this is a Packers team that lost Micah Parsons, that lost Kraft. I think they're going to struggle a little bit. It's towards the end of the season. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But the Bears, from what I have just seen, I feel like they have a great game plan. The Packers are attackable. And yeah, I just think that they break the curse this year and then promptly lose the next round.
For everything Charlie just said, I'm now twice as confident in the Packers winning this game.
Fair.
Because there's every rational reason why the Bears should win this game is why they lose. It's not. If the Packers were favored in this game and the Packers are the clear better team, the Bears have a better chance in this game.
The Packers are favored. The Packers are favored by 1.5.
No, like way more favored. It's the fact that this is the most hurtful the loss could be is to lose to the Packers at home. That's why the Bears lose this one. It's because this is being a Bears fan. It's arguably worse than being a Jets fan. They build you up and make you believe. Like, these Bears fans are bought back in now, and that's why they have to lose now. Like, that's just why it happens. It's probably going to happen on a bad interception, a blocked field goal, just something weird. And that's just how it's going to go. Like, it's going to be ultimate
a double doink.
See, I agree. I just don't know if the stakes are high enough yet. I feel like next game is when you break their heart. Like next, because to me,
it's the Packers. It's the Packers.
No, I know, but I feel like if you're a Bears fan, you didn't expect the rebuild or just the Ben Johnson project. I think you didn't expect it to be here this quick.
They're bought in already. That's
You're
the problem.
bought in now.
Bought
You're bought
Hey,
in.
I'm not a Bears fan, so I can't speak to that. But I see what you mean.
Had they
as
not been bought in already, they'd buy in after this win, and then they lose, but they bought in already. So now it's when they lose.
It's to the Packers, which is Max Payne. The only other note I had on this game is both of these teams' last win was against each other, which is an interesting little wrinkle. So, which just goes to show that both these teams finished the season poorly.
I'll just say one last thing. I agree with what you're saying about like the trends, but I think arguably the way that the last game ended, it goes more against the Bears than any trend, because that high was such a high that like
exactly.
I mean, like
Shortly.
No.
So
But I know, I agree. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like decades of pain compared to like just that last game. Like that last game was like they act like they won the Super Bowl. So
that's the point. They believe they've bought it.
I can already see Packers fans on Twitter saying, "Congrats on your Week 15 Super Bowl." I've already seen.
I'm trying to think with my brain here, Evan, not my heart. Okay.
It doesn't work in this situation.
No, yeah. This is a heart play. This is feel.
Well, we got another close one. As the next Bills Jags.
So,
this could be good.
I've got something to say here. To me, this is a no-brainer. I looked at this game, and the first thought that came to my head is Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, anytime touchdown parlay. First thought.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that is my Millennium Falcon bet of this playoff suite. I'm actually going to take a little extra taster with adding Drake May, quarterback day, all three quarterbacks to score. It's plus 42,000 or 4,200, I think. 10 will win you 420. But regardless, this game is going to be awesome. And I think of all the NFL playoff teams, the Bills, similar to what we said about the Bears, if the Bills lose this game, it is catastrophic for the Bills and Josh Allen, and that's why I think they might lose this game.
Look, if you're Josh Allen, if you're a Bills fan, the past 5 years have been just tragedy after tragedy, and all of a sudden you're telling me that I get a playoffs run where there's no Lamar, there's no Mahomes. I mean,
no Burrow.
Yeah, sorry, no Burrow. You take care of business in this game. What they go to Denver? Is it Denver next or no?
Patriots.
Sorry.
Well, it depends on how things happen. Depends on how things happen.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who's the last seed?
No, I think it's Denver. I thought.
If the Chargers were to beat the Patriots, I think the Chargers would go to Denver because the NFL reseeds.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Thank you.
They go to Denver unless the Chargers beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the Bills have been dealt significant blows to their happiness. Again, I've done this as a Colts fan in the mid 2000s. I've lived this. This one would hurt the most because your typical boogeymen are not there. So if the Bills don't get to the Super Bowl, this is the one that the Bills fans are going to look back on. Not the 13-second game. This is the one. This is when we talked about coaching carousel earlier. The Bills could very well be open if they lose this game. I think McDermott would get fired.
I think the fact that this game is also in Jacksonville as opposed to Buffalo makes me very scared for the Bills. I think it'd be a different story if this was in Buffalo, but 100%. This is a team that, and I've said it all year, I think the Bills are a little bit fraudulent. I think there's parts to them that are very attackable, and like this Jags team has been so hot. When Jacoby Myers came in, I think it revolutionized that offense. It was just like the little piece that they were kind of missing for Trevor to just get like easy 10-yard, 15-yard, passes here and there instead of like a home run. I kind of like the Jags here, honestly.
The Jaguars are also really hot.
They're very hot. The only thing that scares me is Allen's experience in the playoffs. Like, yes, he hasn't won anything, but he has that experience, and it is kind of like a now or never factor for them. Whereas the Jags, I think they're going to get another shot. They're going to be here again. I think with Cohen and Trevor. Like, I think they'll make it back. But if you're the Bills, the window is closing. Yeah,
this is your shot. I hate the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like the Bills. I'm going to be betting on the Jacksonville Jaguars because I am a loser, and I think the Jaguars are going to win this game.
The McDermott window is closing.
I'd rather the Jags win. I'd rather play the Jags than the fucking Bills. But all right,
Exactly.
let's move on to
Exactly.
the next game here, boys.
I love that we're getting this game this early because these teams just don't like each other.
Yeah, this
I
is a great one.
the 49ers defense stinks right now. They let Phil Rivers throw for 4 touchdowns against them. That said, I think the 49ers exact a little bit of revenge. I think I think the Eagles are on upset alert for me. And much like you said, Chuck, with the Bills window kind of closing, I know this is dumb because the Eagles just won a Super Bowl. I think the A.J. Brown Eagles window is closing after this year. I'm predicting the Eagles lose this game outright, and A.J. Brown's on a new team in 26.
Look, this game to me is kind of like Evan's Steelers game. I am preying on the Eagles' downfall very, 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 very hard on this one. What's his face? Sirianni just pissed me off he's pissed me off all season, but last game, just like taunting pretty much in the tunnel after throwing the ball like once in the second half. I think this team has gotten this far just on pure ability alone. And for this matchup, I would love it if Purdy just had the same kind of night that he had versus the Bears, just tears his defense apart. Do I think they're going to win, and do I think it's going to happen? I don't know, because the Eagles do have a habit of kind of like turning it on in the playoffs, I feel. But, man, I just really want the Niners to come out and surprise some folks here. I think, what's the spread, 5
I have
for this one, I think?
I have 4.5 written down, but
Okay.
it got to 6. It got to 6 today.
Oh, wow. Well, I could see the Niners covering here and losing.
I don't know. I'm leaning Niners here. The Eagles, I feel like they go far or they blow it in round 1 and look terrible. I'm kind of leaning on that one. I think the 49ers get a little revenge here.
I like 49ers here.
Yeah.
My parlay pick is likely coming from this game. We'll get to that in a second. Ev, take your stage. Chargers Pats.
So, I'm going to do this in the best way I can with a little bit of cinematic appeal. So, there's 2 shows I love. The Game of Thrones, and there's a movie franchise I love, Harry Potter. 20 years ago, we had a young man by the name of Tom Brady. He came in and took the center stage. This time around, we have something we didn't have that time before. We have a true queen in the north, and Ann Michael May, leading the Patriots alongside her delightful husband, MVP, Drake May. There's a true queen in the north now in this team, leading his team. She's a hero in New England for 25 Days of Bakemas. This Patriots team is playing for each other. They're playing a lot like the 2001 Patriots. I don't see a world where they don't win this game. And then for the next 20 years, Drake May just continues to lead us back to this stage. They're my Super Bowl pick. I am fully bought in on the New England Patriots. It's January. The season starts. Everything up until now is completely irrelevant. This is a Patriots team of destiny. The rebirthing of our son, Jesus Christ, a.k.a. Drake May, has replaced Tom Brady. Tom Brady's time in the sun is, beginning. His Botox and all that stuff is down in Miami. The lifeblood of New England sports for the next 20 years is by Drake May. And he's going to get his first ring this year. Vrabel is going to get his first as a head coach. Stephon Diggs gets his first as a wide receiver. Count on Drake May to find Stephon Diggs repeatedly throughout the night. I'm expecting Stephon Diggs to have 125 to 150 yards receiving this game. Hunter Henry probably guaranteed for a touchdown as well. That's my prediction. Thunder and Lightning in the backfield are ready to rock and roll. Defense has been a little shaky at times, but they're going to come up with a key turnover against Justin Herbert at some point in this football game. And that's my prediction.
So,
Patriots by 10 plus.
I tend to agree with you. I'm going to take a pass alternate line at 7.5. I don't know if I'll get to 10, but I will take 7.5. There's one thing that you're missing from that 2001 Patriots team.
Rock solid defense that kind of carried the team.
9/11. The Patriots were destined to win the 9/11 Super Bowl. They are the Patriots.
It's okay. We have something different this time. We have a true leader in Ann Michael May. She's going to come in and revive it. She's brought in the men of New England together.
So what has the Queen done for the team?
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with Ann Michael.
Can we get like some
Is that Drake?
some contributions?
No, it's actually Drake May's wife. They've been
Wife.
together since
Oh,
the 6th grade. So, unlike Giselle and years
that's
previous,
so
this
whack.
is a woman that is really by his side. She's truly there. She is actually just
Authentic.
as much of a. She's a true queen of the North. She's gotten men all around New England buying into baking. She's brought in households together, more so. A true fandom. So, unlike 9/11, where America was inspired, and Michael May is inspiring New England. She's bringing husbands and wives closer together, baking together. Why? Because they want to be like Ann Michael May and Drake. She's bringing
And
the offensive linemen over to the New England Patriots household, making them cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning
and
for our
Michael
star left tackle, Will Campbell. She is bringing them unity amongst the team, having people come in, getting them more involved in their baking, having them find an outlet on the off season, having them find an outlet on the way. Get away from distractions in the field. Let's go bake together. Let's be more one as a team. And that's who Ann Michael May is. Bringing the team together. A true leader, a true queen of the North, a true patriot. Her and Drake May together have taken the city by storm, both on and off the field, and that's why the Patriots get this one done. To credit to both of them, I believe she should get a ring. Maybe not, maybe so. We'll see.
she's married to him, so she got a ring. And Michael
Yeah.
May sounds like she plays a TV mom in like a '90s sitcom.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's actually just starting her brand new baking show on NBC
Shut
Boston. So, listen, I kind of steering towards
Hey,
that role.
producer,
She just
mute,
looks like an all-American
this guy.
star.
Mute this guy. I'm
Look, I think that I think the Patriots. I think you're probably right. I think the Patriots
Yeah.
will win this one. Um, it does kind of suck how banged up the Chargers are. I think if they were a
Yeah.
little bit more healthy, this would be a more exciting game. All I'm gonna say is just don't let Justin Herbert get hot. Don't let him have one of those games where he it just seems like he's scrambling everywhere with his dog shit offensive line and makes things happen. Also, I'm curious to see like genuinely how Drake May goes about playing in the playoffs because
Same.
I think like it's very obvious he's going to be around for a long time. Like, congrats,
20
you got
years.
your guy. Yeah, congrats. We're past that point of the season where we know the Patriots are back. But genuinely, like, it's going to be interesting because so many of the Tom Brady like Drake May comparisons, like, is this a guy who steps up in the playoffs, or is he a guy who's kind of like a little bit of a stat pattern in the regular season? I guess we'll see.
Whoa! He never stat pad. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit out of your
Play-
poor mouth.
Sorry. I didn't mean that. Strength of schedule. The schedule.
For the
That's
second
fine. What-
for the second time this season, the Patriots played a team over 500, and both their starting tackles and their running back is out.
Good lord, that's the second time this season.
Yeah.
That's
for the
called getting better strength and conditioning coaches out in LA. My
I-
bad. Maybe you
listen,
should party so much out
listen.
season. Take
Don't
care
put
of
your
you.
stadium next to a power plant.
The
Yeah, it's your own
only
fault.
the only note that I have on this game is Patriots kill them. This game, I'm bummed that Omarion Hampton is also not practiced all week, and is looking questionable for this
His
game.
ankle, right?
Yeah, I just also like we talked about with turf toe, he's questionable for ankle soreness. Just say high ankle sprain or something. Don't say soreness. Soreness is, and while we're on it, the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. AJ Brown out week 18. It just says teeth next to it. That was the funniest injury report I've ever seen. Out because of teeth. Last game, much like the Patriots-Chargers game, the Texans should beat the shit out of the Steelers, right?
It's the Texans, though. Actually, they're always good wild card week. Yeah. I like the Texans.
but did y'all know this is the Texans' first appearance on the road in the wild card? Every other time the Texans have
And
ever been in the playoffs, they have won the division and hosted.
They have never won a road playoff game. The Texans.
That's what I was about to get at.
And
That's what I was about to
Mike
get at.
Tomlin is 20-0 on Monday Night Football.
And he's a dog. Mike Tomlin as a
And
dog
he's
at
a dog.
home. A home
Look,
dog. Everything's
I
lining up for Steelers.
I just gotta say, like, I'm excited for this one because I feel like if you're the Steelers, you're living on 9 lives right now. You shouldn't even be here.
Yep.
Let's be real. But listen, you're getting DK back. TJ Watt it's a miracle he even played versus the Ravens after getting, stabbed in the lung or something like that. So now he's getting back to full strength. Cam Hayward has been playing lights out. The defense is kind of like getting a little bit formidable. I think the Texans are probably a better team on paper to me, but if Tomlin and Rodgers just make this an ugly game. Just make this a slow, methodical, ugly game. I think they genuinely do have a chance if the
Yeah.
Steelers defense shows up. But it's going to come down to the Steelers defense and if they're able to hold Stroud, because I don't think this is one where Rodgers is going to be able to put up like 27 points.
This is for every reason that I said with the Bills game. I hate the Texans just like I hate the Jags. I'll be betting both the Texans and the Jags to emotionally hedge. I think the Steelers are super, super live in this game because it doesn't make any sense, and neither does the NFL.
Yeah, and if you also want to talk about the experience factor, like you did with Stafford, a few of these other guys, look no further than Rodgers. Like he you got to give him credit this season. Like he has. Someone said to me, it's like he's the teacher, and everyone's just kind of like running around trying to listen to the teacher.
Yeah, I think it's fitting to end this playoff preview with this game because we get to our weekly segment, Evan's Venmo receipts. Evan, how do you and Ben Risco feel about the Steelers this weekend?
They're kind of empty, actually, surprisingly.
Shit. All right, Texans by 1 million.
I'm gonna be honest. Listen, this is a really good Steelers team who got in a position, last weekend where they're missing their star wide receiver. And listen, a lot of people are gonna say, "Ooh, Tyler, oops." I think that was just the Steelers putting a lot of pressure on that young man, knowing the situation, and they timed it out perfectly. That way, they wanted Isaiah Likely to make that catch, and they knew exactly what they were doing defensively because they didn't want to have to defend against the deep Hail Mary ball, which Lamar could throw pretty well.
Yeah.
Rather strategically set up a kicker. So really, it's honestly a Mike Tomlin masterclass and something you can look forward to. Like I said, he's 20-0. He's not due for a loss or anything in a game like this. So if anything, I'd kind of expect Mike Tomlin to pull out a win and not get fired here. So that's all I have to say.
Ben, you have until Monday, January 12th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern for Evan to update his take on the Steelers. Boys, it's Friday night.
Well, hey,
let's get into our picks and get out of here. Chuck, what do you have?
Yeah, I was gonna say before we jump off, I gotta hear who you guys think is gonna win it all.
Yeah, I think let's stick to what we've been doing. Best bet, dog, and total. You can kick it off. Your best bet, Pats.
Yeah, Pats. No world, they'd lose.
Chuck, what do you got?
I spread or
your best bet?
No, I was talking to Evan. Like, is it Pat's
Oh
spread?
yeah, he's 3.5. Yeah, he's got 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Give me fucking 17. I don't care.
Do you want it? This is official.
No, we'll take 3.5. We'll take 3.5.
Yeah,
Get crazy.
Best bet. I don't like it. You're gonna give me shit for it. Give me Bears money line.
That's a wrong bet.
I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you shit. I'm just gonna take Packers money line as my best bet.
Would you rather Jags? Because it was Jags or Bears.
Oh, this is just your pick. This isn't. Yeah, this isn't the parlay. This is just your pick. I also had Jags as my contention. I'm gonna bet the Jags, but I can't look at myself as a Colts fan and pick the Jags for my best bet. I'm gonna kick things off with my best dog. And take the 49ers. I know the 49ers are a little injured. I know that line's gotten bigger. I just feel 49ers money line.
Lock me in as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to make up some points here. So give me Steelers.
I also had the Steelers as a thought there.
If I pick Panthers, do I get 5 points or something like that?
I'll give you 2.
I'll give you 2 as well. Chuck? What do you have as your favorite total this week?
Favorite total? I thought I saw. What's the total in the Bills game again?
51.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the over in that one.
I'm gonna ride your. Yeah, are we sweeping that one? 51.5 Bills.
I'll venture out since you guys are doing that one. I'll give me the Packers Bears over 44.5.
Okay. All the ones I had written down. You said Packers over 44. Gotcha. The only other one I looked at was I think Texans Steelers is going under, even though it's 38.
Yeah, that's possible.
So let's finish up here, build our last lay. I want to say just again, My parlay lock of this here playoffs round 1, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, anytime touchdowns. Also, secondarily lock, add Drake May, anytime touchdown to that as well. That's hitting for sure. If you want to get super freaky with it, add Indiana money line and over 40 in that game. Have a little 5-legger. That's what I'll be riding. Ride with me. Indiana, yeah, the game tonight.
He's getting saucy with it.
Yeah. Tonight, Indiana money line over 40, and then those 3 quarterbacks anytime touchdown. I think that pays plus 5,000. I can kick things off on this. Taking Christian McCaffrey rushing plus receiving over 115.
Alrighty.
I think the 49ers win, and I think he's why.
My parlay pick is also in that game, and it's give me 7.5 Niners.
Okay.
I got Stephon Diggs over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, I like that banged up Chargers secondary.
Primetime Diggs. Primetime innocent Diggs.
How many? Over 100. Okay. I'm not going to comment on the innocent thing.
Innocent.
I just haven't read anything, so I'm not going to get in there. Boys, you have exactly 26 minutes to take your shits, take your shots, whatever you got to do. Game starts. It was a pleasure, as always, talking to y'all. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see how these playoffs unfold. And I got to say, it's wide open this year.
Yeah.
It's wide open.
All right, boys.
Well, I
enjoy the game.
I got to bounce to a bar. Enjoy the bars, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the games. Talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Good show, guys.
See ya. Bye.